Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another easy slow cooker meal that I am going to be trying for the first time in my slow cooker, and that is eggplant parmesan. And this actually is so much easier than the way I normally do make it. While it does involve breadcrumbs, with this, the eggplant is simply dipped and then layered in the slow cooker. I remember breading my eggplant and then baking it on low prior to actually putting it in sauce. So making my eggplant the old-fashioned way did take a lot more time, I think, just by looking over this recipe. So I'm going to be taking my eggplant and slicing it into half-inch rounds. And then it says lay them on paper towels and sprinkle each piece with salt, let sit for 30 minutes and pat slices dry. Okay, well, I will be using some sea salt, watching my sodium intake, of course. And I also peel mine with a peeler, the dark skin, before I cut mine. Now, some people don't. I guess it's just a matter of preference. But I like mine peeled. So, let me get started. So I have 2 plates full of sliced eggplant, and as I said, watching my sodium, I use some of my Himalayan pink salt. I even have my timer actually set on my oven, so when the half hour is up, I can pat these dry then and prepare my breadcrumbs and eggs. Next, I will be dipping my eggplant into the egg and breadcrumb mixture. Alright, so the purpose of the salt, as with my cucumbers, when I made my cucumber salad, is to draw moisture out of my my eggplant, which is going to help when I bread it and everything. There was a tiny little gnat flying around, and what you see here, that is the moisture that the salt dries out, so they won't be getting mushy and falling apart once I coat them and put them in sauce. So let me pat these dry. I'm going to add a half cup of this spaghetti sauce. As I said, I don't have, well, I'm going to add a cup because this is a larger slow cooker, so yeah, there. Now my bottom is coated. Yeah, there we go. A half cup based on this size slow cooker. Yeah, definitely if you're using a larger slow cooker like this, when I post the recipe with this, I will include how I changed it. So I added like 1 cup instead of the half cup. It depends on the size of your slow cooker. So I'm definitely going to be using more sauce because I am using the larger one. Next, I'm going to be whisking 2 eggs. I am whisking my 2 eggs. Now in another bowl, I need to combine a cup of panko breadcrumbs, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Well, I'm going to be using several different Italian herbs, so I'm going to be using more than 1 teaspoon. And I don't use panko breadcrumbs. I tried using them about 2 years ago on fish, and it just did not hold. It fell apart. I tried using it on chicken, and it was just disastrous. I don't waste my time with panko breadcrumbs. I use regular breadcrumbs. So I will be using my regular breadcrumbs, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. So I'm going to add my cup of breadcrumbs. This is a half and a half. I have extra breadcrumbs downstairs, so I am good with that. I need a teaspoon of garlic powder. I don't have garlic powder. For whatever reason, in a lot of the stores, I am finding like garlic salt, not garlic powder. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of my garlic salt. And I'm going to add my Italian seasonings. So I'm going to add some cilantro, some basil, some oregano, and some parsley. Going to stir this all together. Break up a little bit of my garlic salt in here. So now what I will be doing is layering the bottom with my large slices of eggplant first, dipping each one into the egg, into the breadcrumbs, and then just laying it in the sauce, like so. I am shaking the bowl around a little bit to coat it, shaking off the excess, and laying it right in my slow cooker. And I'm just going to continue that with several more big slices. I think I'll add one more, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Well, I could actually do 5. I think I'm just going to go with the 4, and I'm going to show you why. Alright, so I have my 4 eggplant right there in my slow cooker. What I'm going to do now is add my sauce. And I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese, grated mozzarella cheese. So I'm going to use up this mozzarella cheese that I have before I open the ones I got from the food pantry. I'm just really going to use that up and just put that right there. And there is all of my eggplant. I used about 2/3 of one of my packs of cheese from my food pantry. I have another pack for the turkey chili, so I'm good with that. I also decided to add, just for a little kick, I added some Rotel mild diced tomatoes and green chilies, and I added them around the eggplant, and I also put a thin layer on top of the sauce and below the cheese on 2 of the layers, 2 of the top layers actually. So I think that will be really good. As I said, it's the mild, just to give it a little bit of a kick. And now this is going to cook on high. It says for 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to go with the 4 since this is a much newer crock pot. And I will be checking this, I want to say, every hour for the first 3 hours. We'll check it every hour, and we'll see how it is coming along. I just turned it up to high. This is my eggplant after 1 hour in my crock pot. It is looking so good. That cheese is melting so nice. The sauce is starting to bubble on the sides. And after 1 hour, I mean, my slow cooker is like red hot to the touch. So we'll check back again in an hour. So guys, this is at 2.5 hours. Now this is supposed to cook for 4, but I really am thinking this is going to be ready in a half hour. So I have the timer set for 4, but I think in a half hour it's going to be ready to eat. So yeah, I'm going with that. That I really do think in a half hour it's going to be good to go. It sure smells good, and it is looking really, really good. Well, guys, yeah, this is done at 3 hours. Definitely doesn't need to be on for 4. This is red hot, so I literally just turned it off and unplugged it. I'm going to let this cool down for about, I want to say at least 10 minutes so I could take a bite of it. And we're going to see how eggplant in a slow cooker actually tastes. So, I just took some out of the slow cooker and it is still steaming a little bit, so I let it cool down for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a bite. This is really tasty, guys. And so, another meal that can be made really, really tasty in the slow cooker is now eggplant parmesan. This recipe also saves a lot of time because traditionally I would bread it and then I would bake it prior to putting it in sauce. So there was actually extra steps involved with my previous recipe. But from here on in, I'm going to make it this route because it's just so much easier, saves prep time, and the flavor is just as good, if not even better, to be honest. Now, I mean, I did add, some of my mild diced tomatoes with chilies. That is just, something that I like. You certainly don't need to include that, obviously. That was just something I wanted to try. And you know what? It's really good with it as a mild. Maybe some people would like it a little spicier. I just wanted to try it, see how it would turn out in this recipe, and I'm not disappointed. This is really, really good. Really good. So if you want to try eggplant a slightly different way, check out this recipe, guys. You won't be disappointed. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit my subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care, and I will see you all on the next one. Good night.